What's up YouTube, Dismal here, bringing you a new updated deck profile of my Odd Eyes Magicians PePe deck profile. It's more prevalent to the PePe now than it is just the Magicians. They're pretty much in there as a speed factor to add to the deck for draw power and filling up the pendulum zones. So we'll go ahead and bust right into the deck profile. Like I said, it's an update, so a lot of things are still the same, but I have made a few changes since I took it to my locals and did really well with it. Also, in my last video, there were a few errors, so I'll go ahead and fix those errors this video. So to start it off, we're still using 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons because they're really good. They search out any of your pendulum monsters, your magician monsters that you need with 1500 or less. Then you also have, I bumped this down to 2 Wisdom Eye Magicians. Now that it's into more of the PePe version, I don't need Wisdom as much, but it's still great at 2. It's great as a card itself to give you a level 4 and as a 5 scale. Also bumped it down to 2 Oath Dragon Magicians to make more room for more of the PePe variant that this is. Still using 1 Dragon Pulse Magician, and as well as that, 2 Dragon Pit Magician. The ratios I felt were still fine. I felt myself needing more Dragon Pulse here and there, but it wasn't to the point where I felt like I had the space for it, because you can recycle it so easily with Oath Dragon. And with that, 1 Shang-Chi Magician, just for level 7 and some derpy plays with him. Standard 3 Skullcrabat Jokers. I'm still using 3 Skullcrabat Jokers. And here's the new part of it, some new Performapal part of it. 1 Monkey Board. He's really good. You can discard him and reveal a Performapal or Odd Eyes monster in your hand, and more copies of it in your hand that you have. The rest of them, all of them, go down by 1 level. So this helps you manipulate your levels for XYZ plays and stuff like that. It's really good. And then his pendulum effect is that he becomes a level 4 if you don't have a Performapal in your other zone. 1 Performapal Guitardle. He's a scale of 6, and if a Performapal card is activated in the pendulum zone, you get to draw a card. And then once per turn, you can target a card in your pendulum zone and increase its scale by 2 until the end of the turn. So this helps with your manipulation. If you summon him, it's worth a summon. Performapal Trump Girl. She's got the effect of using a fusion summon from your extra deck using monsters you control. So this is my out to not having to use polymerization in here with the Odd Eyes aspect. Same thing with Splash Mammoth. You can do the same thing with him. I like Splash Mammoth. He's good for the other Odd Eyes Dragon. Using 1 Mirror Conductor and 3 Plush Fire because it's too good right now. 1 Trick Clown, 2 Hat Trickers, and 3 Damage Jugglers as well. Standard. I'm using 1 Glow Up Bulb, and I actually added in 1 X-Saber Palamuro because I've added in King of the Pharaoh Lymphs in my extra deck now. I've got plenty of Earth monsters and plenty of ways to search out the Earth monsters, so as long as that, and plenty of ways to search out Glow Up Bulb, so I can make an Naturia Beast pretty consistently in this deck first turn. So that's it for the monsters. It's a lot of monsters, I know. Onto the spells, we're using 2 Pendulum Calls now. I felt that 3 was too much. There's not enough magicians in here, really. Even though you want to see it as fast as possible, it's still kind of mediocre for me right now because of the PePe portion of it. This is like a fusion-style PePe deck. Wavering Eyes, I cut it down to 2 just because I needed space for some other stuff in here. And it's great, but you don't always need to blow up your own scales just to advance the gameplay or to stunt your opponent. I also added in Upstart, kept the Upstart Goblins at 3 for consistency. Same 1 Foolish Burial, it's the same. And 2 new cards I put in here. I put in 1 Twin Twisters to blow up the scales of my opponent and even my own and fill up my pendulum zone that I need. And 1 Performance Hurricane, it lets you send stuff back to the hand. Your opponent controls and equal to the number of Performapal monsters you control. So that's really good, and so that's the main deck. To the extra deck, it's a little different now, using one Runized Pendulum Dragon, Found Space Form, one, and that's for the OTK, because you got plenty of Performapals in here to use with it. One Meteor Burst and one Naturia Beast, just because you can make Meteor Burst with anything in here. It's generic, that's why I love it. Still one Odd Eyes Absolute, one Big Eye, one Dracossack, and here's where it starts to get a little bit different. I added in Photon Strike Bouncer, rank 6, because you have plenty of Oath Dragons and stuff like that, and level manipulation in here now, with Guitardle and stuff, and so that's why I liked him. And one Norito, the Moral Leader. All your stuff in here is Spellcasters, it's level 6, so Norito is really good, and it really hurts the mirror match. Next card in here is one King of the Feral Imps. That's to search out your X-Saber Palomero, this guy, and that's a lot faster. That's why you're able to play it. One Magister Paladin, I picked this up, my ulti. Nice. Just to advance the gameplay some more, to get me more pendulums, and of course Trapeze Magician, Gaga Cowboy, Castell, Abyss Dweller, and Diamond Direwolf. So that's the deck, you guys. It's updated. This is the most consistent version that I've found right now. For me anyways, I go Naturia Beast, and next turn go Runized Pendulum Dragon, stop their stuff, and just swing over and get games. So, if you liked this deck profile, give this video a like. If you'd like to see more, go ahead and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and as always, happy duels, you guys.